Alright guys, what is going on? Vitaly Dubin is here, founder of Bitcoin's Walls Club. This is another episode of today's In Crypto show. Wow, what a day. We have another red day, crypto bloody bath on the cryptocurrency market. So what is going on? Is it the gloom and doom? Is crypto is over? That's what we're going to answer today. So don't freak out. But Bitcoin today dropped another 6.6% on top of the recent 10% drop. So that overall represent about 17-18% drop in the price of Bitcoin over the last several days, which was trading and trying to grasp onto this level of 5,600 to 5,500 before dropping again today by another about 7%. So where are we going from here? What are the next support levels? Are we going to start a bull run soon or not? So in the short term, what I'm seeing is that we are entering this area which right there about August 2017 from $5,000 to $3,000 level. We are entering this area right here, okay, and this is going to be our next support levels for Bitcoin. Now the more violent the drop is going to be, the more violent the the pullback is going to be, and we are officially entering right now into the capitulation area. So all of this area right here for Bitcoin is capitulation area, which means increased selling and a setup for the last, squeezing in the last, people who are still been holding on to Bitcoin to cause them to sell Bitcoin, and then finally reaching the bottom and the next bull run starts. The same thing happened back in 2014, leading to the bull run of 2015, when we saw the last squeeze of capitulation and a setup happening right before an incredible bull run. Okay, so I don't want you to freak out about that. This is something that I've told a couple days ago after this drop, that further drop is going to be expected, and we're probably going to see a further drop to test again the $5,000, $4,500 area, and possibly even $3,000. Okay, now if it's going to hit $3,000, I don't believe it's going to go any further down than that. If we're going to find a bottom at $3,000, I don't know. Maybe we'll hold a 5,000, and hopefully 5,000 will be the area which previous resistance right here in this area will become the next level of support. But I expect it a little bit going further down from this point. It does look bearish on the short term, but not over the long term. Okay, is it time to accumulate more, or do you want to wait for further dips in Bitcoin? It's up to you. It's up to you. But we are entering a zone right now in the market cycles after the full retracement from this level over here in $20,000, all this prolonged bear market, that we finally broke the $6,000 support level over here the last couple of days, and we are entering the capitulation area. So in this area, people who don't believe in Bitcoin and its long-term value, they're selling right now. They're moving on to something else. They're scared. A lot of people are scared right now. Other people, I think the smart people, right, they are buying. They're buying right now, and they are accumulating. They're accumulating while other people are massively selling. They're accumulating in the sweet spot, because it's not going to stay in this area for very long. It's not going to be for very long. We're entering this area of capitulation, and after a while, I don't know, it can happen, in the next couple weeks. I don't know when exactly, but we're going to see a massive rally of Bitcoin. So it is testing the nerves right now. Definitely testing the nerves of a lot of people. and you just need to keep believing in Bitcoin. The fundamentals are there. We're seeing back platform launching soon in December, in the next months. Everything is pointing out that we are going to see Bitcoin rising in value. So definitely not easy time. We've seen a crazy last 7 days over the market. Definitely affected the whole crypto space. Ethereum is down by 12%, and Ripple has taken a lead, a firm lead on the second place with $19 billion market cap. Even Ripple, which was fairly bullish, even despite the drops, have been affected by the recent drop in Bitcoin, and the markets are negative. The markets are red again. So it is time to short, but again, be careful, because we might see it reversing very soon. Now, what's going on behind the scenes? We are seeing the world's first multi-crypto ETP listed on Swiss Stock Exchange. Now, this is a little bit different than ETF that we've been expecting for a long time, but nevertheless, this is a big deal for the crypto space. A Swiss startup, Amun AG, backs the first global multi-crypto ETF, and it is going to list Bitcoin as 50%, Ripple, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin as 5.2% total in those two asset classes. So this will definitely allow even more exposure to cryptocurrency assets, both to retailer and to institutional investors with the ETP model. Even though many thought the keys to get institutional on board is through ETF, ETP might be an alternative as well. It represents a type of security that is priced derivatively and trades intraday on a national securities exchange. Investment tools such as commodity, a currency, a share price, or an interest rate are parts of an ETP. And it can reportedly be actively managed funds, including exchange traded funds and others. Now, what other signs do we see? We're seeing Israel, 2 crypto hedge fund and investment firms are launching basically right now. A very good time to launch, and those are some high profile lineup that is backing up. The former CEO of Israeli, one of the largest banks in Israel, Bank Hapoalim, and the founder, the previous founder of the country's largest investment fund, Sagod Ofek, they expect to have $50 million in assets under management, and they're going to invest into cryptocurrency. So that should tell you something, you know, when big guys, they're launching crypto funds, crypto hedge funds, in the midst of all of this chaos in the crypto market, and they expect to have $50 million in assets under management. They know what they're doing, guys. They anticipate what's about to happen, and you know, they're locking in their positions at the right times before the big pump happening again. Definitely right now we're in a bear market. $170 billion. We shed another $12 billion with this move of Bitcoin that affected the entire crypto markets. Obviously, the effects of Bitcoin Cash split has a lot to do with it, and the uncertainty of it. Right now, Bitcoin.com mining pools have switched all of their hash power to mine Bitcoin Cash ABC, which means about 6% less hash power is directed to mining Bitcoin, and more hash power is directed to mine Bitcoin Cash because of Roger Ver and this war of billionaires between his camp and the Satoshi Vision Bitcoin Cash led by Craig Wright. So it is definitely not that good for Bitcoin that hash power is leaving Bitcoin to support Bitcoin Cash. But right now both networks of Bitcoin Cash are mining at a loss. So I don't know how really sustainable it is. What Tom Lee is saying, Tom Lee has slashed his prediction of $25,000 for the end of year to $15,000, and he's still fairly bullish. From this time, it's about 250% plus increase in the price of Bitcoin. If we're going to close the year with $15,000, I really hope we do. And he says that he backs up this data because of the break-even point of $7,000. So that's if you multiply that by 2.2 times of the break-even price, that's how he got into this calculation. So I don't see if we're going to, I don't know if we're going to see the $15,000 by the end of the year. Mike Novogratz doesn't see it happening. He's saying 10,000. That's what we will see. But one thing that I'm sure pretty much is that we're not going to stay at a $5,000 level for very long. We might reach a capitulation here. We might retest the 5,000, the 4,500, even maybe the $3,000 areas, but it's not going to stay there. You know, there are a lot of people that are ready and willing to jump in and snatch Bitcoin at these levels and support these levels for Bitcoin. What else is on the news? Ripple, of course, has been in the news lately a lot as it overtook Ethereum for the second place because of the bullish news of Ripple. The CEO of Ripple is aiming to overtake the Swift banking network, which has been in place for the last 100 years, I think. Maybe less than 100 years, but international banking system, if you're transferring money internationally, you use probably Swift system. So with Ripple, if he's going to pretty much make the system obsolete, that's a very good news for Ripple. Very bullish news for Ripple, because you know, Swift serves today more than 11,000 institutions, and if Ripple is going to change that, and 11,000 financial institutions are going to be using Ripple to move money across the world, think about the implication of that for Ripple and where Ripple can go. On the other side, there is still this whole SEC debate that Craig Wright is, you know, keep reminding us and posting about Ripple, that if SEC is going to recognize Ripple as a security and they violated the security laws, then they can cause some damage to Ripple and halt or purchases of Ripple, and you know, I mean, this is a territory, guys, that I don't think SEC is that stupid to take down a $19 billion valued asset class from the system, right? After all said and done. But it is still not clear about the SEC stand on the Ripple and what they're going to do with Ripple regarding that. So there is some good news, and also there is some things in the background that can halt the growth of Ripple. So we're going to be seeing what's going to happen. Now, who is winning the Bitcoin Cash fork battle? After 4 days from the essentially split off the network of Bitcoin Cash, we're seeing more exchanges right now listing Bitcoin Cash Satoshi Vision, but cautioning people to use that because you know, it's not really that stable yet. It's not really that stable, and both networks are mining at a loss, right? Both camps are mining at a loss. So this is crazy. This is really crazy. Those hash wars happening for this Bitcoin Cash, and the people's confidence right now is at lowest points because of all those things that they cannot agree on. And those opposing camps on Bitcoin Cash. So yeah, that's what I wanted to cover today. Keep in mind that we have on 12th of December this important day that ICE will list backed Bitcoin USD daily futures on December 12th. So keep an eye on this date, because I do anticipate a rally on Bitcoin leading to December 12th. when BACT is going to officially launch the daily futures contract. And in the meanwhile, you know, don't freak out too much. If you want, sell some of your Bitcoin for US dollars, a portion of it, and rebuy at the dips and accumulate at the capitulation area. You know, this is a great time to accumulate Bitcoin and not freak out about the markets, because the opportunities are always found in the streets of red. You know, when we see stuff like this happen with a bunch of red, you know, that's good. That's good for the opportunities, guys. You know, it's good for opportunities. You gotta seize those opportunities, because you know, these coins are not going to stay that cheap for that very long. So that's what I want to cover today. Don't freak out about this further drop. Like I said, we can retest those $3,000 to $5,000 area in the capitulation area, the last phase before the bull run. So after we finish this period, we'll start a bull run happening. Okay, that we are all been anticipating for a very long time. So it's actually very good in the short term. Yes, people are suffering, they're afraid, but it's good for the long term. We need to get done with all this capitulation period. RSI has been in oversold areas, like 20 something area, and the last time it's been that low was somewhere in 2000, you see, August 2016. So we are entering this I mean, it's been a long time since RSI has been that oversold on the Bitcoin. So expect a nice rally to happen soon for Bitcoin, but it's going to be interesting to watch the next couple of days and weeks, when exactly Bitcoin is going to bottom out this time before the next prolonged bull run. Okay, so that's for today, and I'll see you guys in the next live